All right, everybody. Microphone should be live. Everything should be going just perfectly. Good morning, everyone. Scott Poole with the American Ghost Project. We're going to be going over footage that I've already captured, or rather, I was doing review the other day for Bloodsteps Manor, and I wasn't live because I wanted to see if one of our team members thought that because they hadn't felt anything at Bloodsteps that it quite possibly might not be haunted. However, I felt something there. K2s were going nuts. Multiple different electromagnetic frequency devices were going crazy. This is in an area in Cairo, Illinois. Cairo, Illinois is notoriously known for being violent. It is not, I assure you. You guys have the opportunity now, purchase tickets and stay at Bloodsteps if you're in the local area, or if you're feeling like you want to take a trip and stay the night in a haunted manor. I assure you, it's haunted. We're going to go over that for the 6 that are watching. Thank you all for joining right now. Let's just jump right in it, right? I mean, there's no, without further ado. So I apologize for right off the bat. I know that I'm not supposed to say sorry, I apologize right off the bat for the grainy potato quality video. I had this is my mom's phone. There's mine set up for the live cam. That's our DJI OM4 app with a couple of really neat Ulanzi. They're a brand new startup company from China. They are phenomenal rechargeable lights that you can add to any device. I'm not getting paid for that promotion. I just believe in promoting products. You can see all of our gear is set up here. I unfortunately had her phone set up to only record in 1080, so it's going to be a little bit grainy, and I apologize for that. Now, it's just sitting on the table. We're inside the manor at this point. Oh, I've got it over here. And let me turn that down just a smidge. And you can see that not much has happened. We're just setting up. There's Marty walking around with a still camera. I'm walking around setting up stuff. Now here is what is really interesting. I think this is, there may be a voice here. I've just got him on my timeline in purple. Rather, magenta. Good morning. So there's a strange voice there. I do not know what that is saying, but I will tell you is that I have enhanced it. It's kind of like a sigh or a... They're trying at this point. I believe that as paranormal investigators, and I've spoken to Brian Kano, I've spoken to Aaron Sagers, not to Aaron Sagers specifically about this, and Rick McCollum and some of these other guys that are in Hollywood. By the way, there are no, unless you're referring to the Ghost Adventures crew, there are no celebrities in what we do. None of them, if you get into this business, none of them are below speaking to you personally about your experiences, which just makes what we do that much more real, because they don't consider themselves celebrities. And no matter how big we get or don't get, I'm not in this for fandom. I'm not in this for money. I'm in this to have my own personal exploration of the paranormal. Not in this for the fans. You guys know that. But I will tell you this. What's kind of funny about this first clip is when we went live, everybody saw this. We're like, oh, cool. We found the ghost. It's just a decoration. It's pretty funny, but it's just a decoration. It's kind of funny how it stands out like a sore thumb right here. And Brian Kano, getting back to what I was saying, Brian Kano told us, he's on Paranormal Caught on Camera, and he was on Fear back in the late 90s, early 2000s out of Staten Island. And then he was also on Haunted Collector with Johnny Zaffis. He told us that we become beacons for those that have already crossed over. And with that being said, whenever we enter a domicile or haunted location like this, they tend to reach out to us even if we are not paying attention. So there's a voice. I hope you guys can hear it. I'll boost it as much as I can. It sounds like a female saying, watch. Yeah, I did boost it right here. Right there. And what's even nuttier about this is I'm standing still. Ray is right here. Mama Joe's right here. Now, Marty is off camera. Susie, the owner of Good morning, Ashley. Susie, the owner of the Blood Steps Manor, is off camera. Normally, I would react to a sound this loud. I don't know where this sound came from. I'm not saying that big noise is paranormal, but what I am saying is this female saying "watch" could be. And you're about to see me get a little frustrated with our equipment. We are actually down to only one infrared camera. We have a full spectrum camera, but these cameras that we purchased right at a year and a half ago off of Amazon, they either no longer take a charge. Actually, we're officially out of infrared cameras because our last infrared camera won't even record. Hey, Carl, won't even record on an SD card any longer. So they just wear out over time. They were cheap. Chinese, I'm sorry to say that about China because not everything comes out of China is cheap, but they were cheap Sony variants or Chinese knockoffs of Sony's, and they really didn't last that long. So I get frustrated because that camera won't take a charge. We're going to fast forward because I've already reviewed some of this footage. Now here is where it gets interesting. I've already done a voiceover, so just sit back and enjoy this footage.
The World War II.
Oh, let me back it up. So Mama Joe is about to ask where the World War II veteran and or the man of the house, Mr. Holland, the former man of the house, who was an attorney in Cairo, he just passed away a couple months ago. He was actually he actually passed in. He passed away in the room around the corner from where Ray is sitting. This room right over here. You go around the corner through this arched doorway here is a fairly large family room. It's basically the entire length of that half of the house minus the kitchen. So there is a big sitting room there that we are going to get to during this investigation. Well, that sounds like a jet engine taking off. Yeah, the AC just turned on. Keep your eyes, if you will, right above Ray's head. Don't worry, I do zoom in on it in the replay. How about the little... Oh, I'm so confused.
Do we know the location of where the World War II?
Did you see it? Question is, did you see it? Like I said, keep an eye above Ray's head. What's going on? Hey, John, dude, this light anomaly that we got, this is just a Samsung Note 20 Ultra on 1080. It's not even on 4K. And I apologized ahead of time for the potato quality. I just didn't have it set up correctly. Watch right above his head. There it is. Now don't worry, I pause it and I'll address it in just a moment. Right after Mama Joe asks where the service member was laid in wake, watch as a light anomaly manifests itself behind Ray's head from the room where that service member was laid in wake. I've slowed down the footage, enhanced it a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. I also want you to listen for the EVPs, and especially the last clip where it's slowed down to 25%. There's a clear, hey, watch and listen closely. Hey. I didn't even hear that hey until I slowed it down to 25%. I didn't even hear it. Because you don't hear it. I mean, I'm sure that you all can see the light anomaly. It's not a fly. It's not a... It's large enough. Here's what's crazy is the camera is sitting in the next room. The camera is sitting on the other side of the table. It's just sitting there. It's sitting on a rig that I had, a little handheld rig that I had set up for it. Yeah, I mean it's a good one, right? I mean it's just it pop right. What's crazy is I love the fact that it pops up right after Mama Joe, my mom, asks, "Hey, where was that?" And there's the story about the World War II soldier is pretty simple. He went off to World War II, served his country. This was the original family that owned the house, right? Came back from World War II after it was over, because that's what a lot of folks did, is they came back after the war. Unfortunately, passed away in a motorcycle accident shortly after coming home. Laid in wake in that room. Right after she says, "Hey, where was that soldier or service member laid out?" we get this beautiful light anomaly. And this just goes to show, or it should prove to you all, that if you do go to one of these haunted locations, and I want to reiterate this, just bring your cell phone. If you have a decent camera phone, or your wireless device. Wow, that looks weird. I don't know why that's. Anyway, that's not what my phone looks like, by the way. It's just got a case on it. Oh, it's green. That's why it looks like that. That's strange. I might have my green screen on accident. But if you have, or my chroma cam, or my chroma background, but I don't have a green screen setups. Anyway, if you have a decent camera phone, you saw a face of a man. Oh, great. Well, it could be. Very well could be. And you come to a location like this, of course, bring an open mind, and bring your phone. Oh, come on. Do I seriously see two eyes? Or is that just matrixing? Hello, pixels. What is that? What? Is that the actual anomaly? It is. I'm zoomed in as far as I can. Does that not look like the part of like glasses? If Susie Holland ever watches this, I'd like to know if her husband wore glasses. Because that's a partial. Thank you, Rayla. I mean, we are at Bloodsteps Manor, or what I've coined Bloodsteps Manor, in Cairo, Illinois. It is just a haunted house where a lady wanted us to come in. That looks like the rim of that. That looks like glasses, right here. Where a lady is having experiences and wanted us to come. Look at how it changes. I'm absolutely positively fascinated with light anomalies and how they morph and change. Now, obviously, this isn't a lens flare. We can rule that out. So we can do a few things, right? We can rule out insect. We can rule out lens flare. Okay, so there's a car, I think, right there. No, that's just a light. So there's no car moving in the background. Now, what we're going to do for the next investigation, well, yeah, that's Raymond. Ray is sitting there, so of course you probably see his face. Oh, yeah, man. Pick your poison. It's excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. It is one of those places where it may not matter where you go. You're going to run into some kind of spiritual activity. Look at this thing come out of the... It comes out of the next room, up toward the ceiling. And hell, it came into the room with us and goes into the kitchen. I love it. Excuse me. I truly do. I love it. Hey, what's up, Logan? In between him and the orb. Okay, so what I am seeing, let me zoom in on this. Like right here. Let me zoom in on that. I just wish I had been recording in 4K. It's so ridiculous that we get captures like this and I have the wrongs. What is that? Wait. Okay, what is that? What? Tell me that doesn't look like the profile of a person. Someone tell me that does not look like the profile of a fae. Nose, chin. It's so wispy. Is that a proper adjective for what I'm seeing? Wispy. Is that? Can I say that? I don't know if that's properly. Wait a second. That is not what we think it is. Okay, that's not what we think it is. That's what matrixing does. That's the archway. Man, I may not be able to see what you guys are seeing. I don't always see what everybody else is seeing. Just gonna try and... Right there? It's doing something right there. I don't know what. I love the fact that Logan and I were, we were at Stoddard County Poor Farm Cemetery, or the memorial, and caught really amazing light anomalies. Didn't see them at the time. This thing moves and morphs and... Look at that. Undulates and changes shapes. I know that's a lot of pixels to look at, but we're trying to make sense out of whatever this is. It's a spirit. Thanks, John. John Mackey, by the way, was a former service member. He served in the Navy and the Army National Guard. Thank you for your service, my good sir. He is a private investigator. I'm sure Pilot Knob is a great place. He's a private investigator and is very busy, and he's also a lover of the paranormal. He's a paranormal investigator enthusiast as well. And I'd love to bring him on one of our investigations because we served in the same unit years ago. All right. Let's keep going. That's where the lamp is. Where I'm pointing, Mom.
I'm looking.
No.
Oh, there.
Sometimes my mom doesn't actually look where I'm pointing, so I have to remind her. Ooh, we got some footage to look over. Yeah.
Okay.
Now you'll see reflections in glass. Don't worry about that. Okay, so what I did on this one is really simple. I couldn't explain what's happening here. So I tried to clean it up as much as I could. Then I reversed it, all right? And what I think this spirit is saying is, saw that? Saw that? And what's really interesting is because I play it backwards, and I believe that it is an electronic voice phenomena that came in reverse, because that does happen from time to time. Since we just reviewed the footage earlier, seconds ago, of the light anomaly, I'm doing the review the other day, and I'm like, yeah, I did see that. So it's like the spirit's talking to me in real time as I'm reviewing. That's crazy. That's what I believe it's saying there. Yeah, saw that. I wish I had a better explanation as to why that sometimes that happens, but it does on occasion. Logan and I have actually captured, if he's still watching, EVPs in reverse. And you can see me in the reflection.
Was he a veteran?
Yeah,
World
that's a
War
good one.
II, Blade in state.
That's our full spectrum camera right there.
That's not what I said.
I don't know what you said.
They had his wake here.
Yep.
Yep, had his wake here. He came home from.
By the way, this is Marty Evans. He is basically our still photographer, and he has recently become a paranormal investigator because of his experiences at the Cairo hospital, the St. Mary's Hospital in Cairo. And
From the war and died in a motorcycle crash.
That's what happened to a friend of your dad's. No, that's not true. He came home and got run over by
A mailman?
a trash truck. Backed over.
Oh my.
After going through Vietnam.
Well,
it's awful.
I almost got ran over by a trash truck.
They,
What was that? Is that just a raised hand?
I almost
Just
got ran
raised
over by
hand.
a trash truck.
yeah, you did.
Where's the damn light? Let's see if it was the clapper.
Yeah, the reason why I clapped is I was trying to use the clapper. So we shut the lights off.
You want to just walk around with
Okay. I don't understand this voice. I know what it's saying, and I've tried to clean it up as much as I possibly can. I think this is a female in the background saying Marty or Monty.
with
Let me turn it up. Oh, it's too loud. I'm sorry. Sounds like Monty or Marty. I don't know. What do you guys think? There's clearly someone saying something in the background. I just don't know what they're saying. And that's none of us. What's great about me already reviewing parts of this is we can just skip 2 pieces.
Oh yeah, that's gonna look cool. Oh yeah, that's gonna look cool. Oh yeah, that's gonna look cool.
There's whispering going on there. It's not very good evidence. It's really unclear what they're saying, so we'll just move on.
Guys, I'm gonna go get alive. Oh!
Yeah, by the way, that's the ghost portal is set up.
Oh!
And that's a voice just blurting out. That's them trying to speak, Marty. Well, I mean, it could be Haley.
Hi.
So, Mama Joe, excuse me, guys, I'm sorry. Mama Joe says, hi.
Hi.
I love how she says hi because sweetest lady you'll ever meet, guys. Except, of course, we all get on we all have our bad side. All of us do. But one of the sweetest ladies you'll ever meet. Hi. Just as sweet as she can be. And then you get a positive response back from the spirits that we are trying to reach.
Hi.
Either hello or hi. I don't know. Let me try and clean that up a little bit. Audition. I don't know if we're going to be able to clean that up. This is all just me moving stuff around because I'm not really expecting us to get as much evidence as we do. And that generally is happening here lately as we'll be setting up. And I'm going to get into the habit of rolling a camera while we're setting up because it sounds like these spirits want to talk to us even when we aren't paying attention. I don't know what he's saying. Hello, hey, hi. I mean, it's it's really raspy. So we'll just kind of, in the beginning, I will tell you this, in the beginning, when we, for the most part, when we, and Haley should just know this by now, when we set up our ghost portal and we begin to communicate with the other side, we don't get voices right away until we start asking questions most of the time. And then when we do get voices, it takes them a little while per location. Like if we go to a new location, like this one's new, for them to figure out how to utilize this piece of equipment and basically convert their energy, because they don't have a physical voice any longer. And you all know that, being a spiritual entity, since they are made up of electromagnetic frequency or electromagnetic energy at this point. So we're talking like energy, static electricity, or what energy, just in the air. And sometimes we can feel them, which is just crazy. Every time I think about it, it's just nuts. Sometimes we can see them, like that light anomaly that we saw earlier. With that being said, it takes them a little while for them to learn. Now, if that's the case, then that means they're intelligent spiritual entities. Then that means that they're conscious. Our brain, our conscious mind exists and pushes on to the next life. And if that's the case, that should give a lot of folks hope that we don't just blink out at the end of this life, that there's something waiting for us on the other side after the physical body dies. Because none of us, after all, are getting out of this alive. No matter how hard you try, none of us are getting out of alive. That's for sure. So there's someone whispering right after that, right? Forgive me? What? I didn't hear this whole thing. I need to. That sounds like forgive me. Oh, seriously, that gave me chills. That one gave me chills. That sounds like a female saying, forgive me. Forgive me. Why would she say, forgive me? See, these are things that we need to know before we go back to Blood Steps. For those that will be joining us for the overnight, I mean, I'm going. Whether or not anybody buys a ticket, I'm going. I'm staying the night. Susie Holland is an amazing host. She cooked us dinner both times that we were there. Just a great overall experience. That's forgive me. Oh boy. Okay. I can't believe it. It's not what I heard the first time through. You can almost hear it. This is the original right here. This is what the original sounds like. So in case you guys are wondering, this is what I heard. See how the waveforms just aren't there? This is what I heard when I was reviewing it the other day. So when I hear, I stop and I'm like, what was that? So we need to mark this. Add a marker. Edit the marker. I mean, that's forgive me all day long. And that does sound like a female, even though she is whispering. And I know this is 2021, so it could have been a gay man. It sounds like forgive me from a female. And I know that, maybe sexual preference doesn't exist into the onto the other side, who knows, or sexual identity. But then again, if the conscious mind does exist past this life, in which we've already talked about on this show several times, then I would believe that your identity as a person, as your sexual preference and or the gender that you identify with. And in my case, I identify, of course, with a male, and I'm straight. I'm married to a female. So hopefully, if this is all ringing true, if your conscious mind exists beyond this life and I say something on the other side, let's just say I haven't moved on. I hope that I sincerely move on the moment that I die. But in case that I don't, and I say something and a paranormal investigator catches it, I hope that they can discern between the fact that I'm a male, not so much that I'm straight. I don't think that that necessarily matters anymore on the other side, but at least I believe you should be able to discern between a male and a female in most cases. Yeah. And I'm not, and again, this is 2021. Hell, it's almost 2022. The last thing in the world I want to do is upset anybody being like, Scott Poole over the American Ghost Project is just assuming it's a female. I'm not. I mean, I have to. I am. I just said I'm not, but I have to assume that it's a female because I don't know who's talking. They're not presenting themselves. If I saw a spirit wearing a dress and having curves, I'm going to assume it's a female. Just saying. So this is this beautiful living room, beautiful long living room. Haley's sitting here. Mama Joe's over on the left. We've got the XLS set up on the floor. This is a shoulder mounted rig now with a backup battery that could pretty much power a car at this point. It's about half the size of a car battery, and it'll run this machine for 3 to 4 hours at a time, which is pretty awesome.
I'm Mama Joe.
All right, so I've got some text that comes up. I'll just let it roll and let you all just follow along.
Sorry.
You got it.
All right, so the lot happened there, and I didn't bother to pause it in the review. So we'll go over each one of them. And this is, of course, through the ghost portal is sitting here. And again, that's an AM FM spirit box or an AM FM transmitter that basically sweeps through non-stations. It's set up exactly opposite of a radio player, which would look for stations to play. Now, it'll still play radio stations, but when it sweeps, it's looking for static. It is known that electromagnetic energy and or spirits, since they are made up of electromagnetic energy, can search through those stations or through that static and communicate with us. There's proof coming. There's an basically an EVP that comes through that device that is so phenomenal, and I cannot wait to show you guys. Stay tuned. They're talking about him, is what I hear. That one's really quick. I'm with it. I'm with it. They're talking about him. I'm with it.
Sorry.
So I talk over this one, but I'm able to discern.
Sorry.
I'm able to discern, and it's so fast that it says shut the door. Now, what's amazing about shut the door, that front door comes open on its own a lot during the investigation. And I believe it happened many times that night with Marty and Haley.
Sorry.
You hear the shut the door.
Sorry.
Shut the door.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And then there's a Blake. I think. Let me see. I thought it said Blake. Well, maybe not. Crap, I don't know what she's saying. Let's see if we can clean this up. You know what? That sounds like that's in reverse. It really does. Here, I'll move this over here so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm grabbing that same clip, making a copy of it. So I'm not doing anything fancy. Well, I mean, fancy depending on who watches, I guess. Now we're just going to reverse this. See this clip speed duration? I can do 100, 50, 25, 13.5%, whatever I want to do. And I don't really know how to do the link with that, but I don't mess with it. Maintain audio pitch. Reverse the speed is all I want to do. So let's just listen to this in reverse. Reverse.
Right.
I don't think that's helping us.
Yeah.
Wait. Right.
Yeah.
You guys have any guesses? There's 9 watching. You guys are free to comment. You guys are along the ride with me.
Yeah.
That's not Blake. That does not sound like Blake to me anymore. I had Blake on there. That is clearly not what it's saying. So go to graphics. Where did the monitor go? Well, that's interesting. Really, really interesting. It's just blank slate here. Where did the... How do I... Hold on. Windows, workspace, reset to save layout. Okay, there we go. I'll just say right for now, because I honestly do not know what she's saying. And we'll go back to editing. And this is all messed up now. Hold on, let me adjust everything. This is a really neat program, Adobe Premiere Pro. You can basically adjust it however to your liking, which is so cool. Okay. No idea what it's saying, by the way. The really strange sound that comes through the spirit box right here, and I do not know what it's saying. Okay, maybe we should slow it down. Let's do that. Let's slow it down, because there's another voice with it. So let's just slow this down. Oh, 85. Playa? Does that not sound like playa? There's something else right there. Don't know. All I know is I got to keep this show rolling, because I've got more stuff for you all to look at, review, and listen to.
Oh, it's absolutely terrible.
What was said before that? Hold on.
Oh, it's absolutely terrible.
I have no idea what Marty is saying. Something about...
Oh, it's absolutely terrible.
That's a female. Any guesses on what she's saying? Look now. Look dad. Look out. Look at. Yeah, I mean, but look at what? Look at what? I mean, can you be a little bit more specific? I guess we can slow it down. me a second. Y'all know what I'm doing. Slowing her down. 85%. Look back. It kind of still sounds like look at. Look at or look back? Why would she say look at? What was that? Great, there's another tone in there that I don't recognize.
Look. What was that?
What was that? Is exactly right.
Look.
Bernie?
Look. Look. What was that?
He said look. He said look.
Okay, so this one's really, really neat, and I really wanted you guys to hear this one. It comes in really quick. I believe he is saying, and it's a male, don't want me to come through. It's so fast, I'll slow it down. Let me slow it down. All right, let me also change the pitch because now it's too low. Raise pitch. Where are you at? Oh, this one's great. I love this one. Don't want me to come through. Let me turn this up a little bit more on this end. Hopefully you guys can hear that. Because it kind of tapers off like, don't want me to come through. Don't want me to come through. Well, that sounds like crap. Man. I don't know how much better it can be than that. And remember, the device is flipping through multiple stations at 250 mil, only staying on a station, or it's flipping through stations, staying on the station for 250 milliseconds per station. So it's going, you may not necessarily hear that because of the device that we have attached to the spirit box, which suppresses the sound or the some of the static. So all you hear are voices. And we have a reverb pedal that slows those voices down because when they come through, it's like, it's like rapid fire. So apparently we don't want him to come through, which is false, good sir. If this is the spirit, if there's a way for me to communicate with that spirit right now, and I hope that there is, we do want to communicate with you. And if there is a spirit at Bloodsteps Manor that is keeping you from coming through, then hopefully we can get rid of that spirit so you can communicate with us, and that allows you closure enough so you can let go of the whatever, you can purge whatever it is that's holding you here, cleanse your spirit and move on to the next life. We do want to communicate with you. We heard you. Let's move on. Oh, this is cool. So look at the timeline. You're with me on this journey. Remember, I have not reviewed anything else from that point. I got to that point and I stopped. So whatever we find together. Let's do it.
Good morning.
Well, Carl, you may not be able to hear all of what he's saying, but I assure you with headphones makes all the difference in the world. You'll be able to hear "Don't Want Me to Come Through," especially at the end. This right here is "Come Through." Let me see if I can boost that a little bit more. Yeah, see, that's "Come Through" right there. Don't want me to come through. Oops. Try to boost that without messing with the audio too much. Okay. I can slow it down even further. Okay. I believe you. But just remember on your mobile device, if you're watching on a phone, it's a very tiny speaker, and you may not be able to hear quite everything that I am able to hear on this end. This is one of those where I am absolutely positively certain of what I'm hearing. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that sounds like crap. So I can't slow it down any further. We're just going to keep going. I hear, "Do you want me?" I hear, "Don't want me to come through."
Good morning.
And for whatever reason there, I heard "good morning." I don't know why.
Good morning. Good morning.
Ooh, what's this? So this is new.
Good morning.
So we've got varying opinions. All right, add marker. Whoops, add. Okay, come over here and add the marker. Come on now. There we go. Edit. Don't want me to come through. And then Carl sure is hearing. Don't want to be. Ah, crap. Logan Cood is hearing. I hear don't do want me? Or is it do want me or do you want me? Do you want me? Do want me? Okay, thank you, Diana. It's interesting how some of us are hearing things and some of us are hearing the whole thing. So I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Good morning.
What is that?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't know what's happening here. I think I said good morning and there's something else in here. There's a female in there. What's that? Yeah, that's so... Really? How is it in play over here? And I don't like it when Adobe does that. That one's too faint. I can't tell what they're saying.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow. That right there is a spirit, right? We're talking, and every now and again we'll get these spirits that come through that are yelling, and I don't believe they know they're yelling, and it comes through super staticky like that. So I'll try to clean that up as much as I can. I don't think I can, but we'll find out. Don't mock me. pissed somebody off. I don't know. What do you guys hear? I'll try and clean it up as much as I can. It sounds like "Don't mock me." Like we're laughing, and it sounds like we pissed a spirit off just now. Question marks? You don't understand what it's saying? It's really hard to understand, Diana. Here's the original. Man, I mean, it's like basement. You better get back. Duh, duh, duh. I hear 3 syllables. That's what I hear. Duh, duh, duh. Here's the thing. We may not be able to understand what they're saying because when someone screams in the real world, sometimes it's hard to understand what they're saying. I mean, especially if they scream. Now, just imagine electromagnetic energy right next to a spirit box. I mean, we can't see them, but they're right next to it going, rah, rah, rah. I mean, they're trying to figure out how to utilize this device. They're not being successful by screaming at it. And you got to imagine this is the first time that this manner, that Blood Steps, has been investigated. So they may be just a little bit frustrated that they have been trying to communicate with the living and have not been successful. So, I don't know what they're saying, but they're rather upset. There we go. There's a good one. We may be able to clean that up. I'm not trying to make fun of the spirit that's coming through. This is not where I'm going with this. They do sound electronic-y, right? Is that even a word? I think that's a word. Does this not sound like R2-D2? Does that not sound like R2-D2 from Star Wars? That's a word. That's a name, Eddie. Get out, Eddie. Get out. Get out. Something, Eddie. Why can't they just come with subtitles? If you listen really closely, try to listen as closely as you can to this part right here, because it actually comes in 2 different frequencies. There's a higher and a lower. Listen, it's actually two voices, or it's coming in 2 different frequencies. Listen to, there's a lower and a higher. And a higher. Y'all hear that? I'm literally fascinated with electronic voice phenomena in general, but especially when we get them and they sound like this. And we have caught voices that have both a high and low pitch before, because believe it or not, you guys can probably figure this out. I can only speak in 1 pitch at a time. Humans can only speak in one pitch at a time, or sing one pitch at a time. It's impossible to sing in multiple pitches. It's just not how our vocal cords are set up. I can only speak in one pitch at a time. This voice comes through in multiple. Eddie. Eddie. This is one pitch. And the same voice is heard on this end. So that's actually got inflection and tone. This is a completely different voice. I said same voice, but it sounds like a completely different voice. Get out, Eddie, is what I hear. Yeah, I'm with you, Carl. I'm right there with you. Get out, Eddie. So, I mean, what does that mean? Are we still live? Or did it restart? Huh. That's interesting. I got some kind of sound on my end and looked over and saw that the stream ended. I hope I'm still alive. Can someone type in the chat if I'm still alive? I guess I can go onto Facebook and find out. Or YouTube. Let's go to YouTube. Live now. That the stream ended. I hope I'm still alive. Can someone type in the chat if I'm still alive? I'm still alive. Okay. That was really strange. All right, so you guys are slowly rejoining. That's cool. I don't know what happened, and I apologize for that. It just hiccuped on my end.